Please help me welcome on stage the wonderful lady, Christina Ntouka.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello. Thank you for the very nice introduction. I would like us to be more mindful for the next 20 minutes. And in order to do that, I would just invite us to do some practices during the talk. So prepare yourselves. Sometimes I might surprise you, and I might ask you to do things. So you can free your space, maybe if you have laptops and things, so that you can be more free and a bit more mindful about what we're going to do for the next minutes. Stillness in Motion is a title that seems a bit contradictory, but in a way, stillness is a grounding energy, how to be where you are, more present. And in motion, I think, represents a lot what happens when you live as a nomad, when you travel around, and when you actually want also to evolve, not just be around in places, but switch from one job to another, from one career to another, as we've seen so far. So before we start, let's just take 10 seconds before we just jump right into the talk. For the next 10 seconds, what I would like us to do is take a very mindful breath. So in the first 5, we will just breathe in as we do. That's what keeps us alive. In the first 5 seconds, and in the next, we will just breathe out. So just sit, relax. So we will try to breathe in from our nose for 5, 4, 3, bring it all the way down for 2, and 1, and breathe out from your mouth, leaving a sign. So these were just 10 seconds. They don't cost you a lot. It's a practice that you can do whenever you want to switch from one part to another. And why did actually I want to talk to you about this is because I have been a very hyper-energetic kid and person. My friend is here from my childhood. She can really confirm that. I've been a person that wanted to do many things at the same time and always wanted to keep myself busy. And I wanted to keep myself busy because it has been very busy in here. So busy outside, busy inside, you need to find your balance. Here you see a picture of me when I did my yoga training in Nepal. It was 4 years ago. And it was, let's say, a small milestone of when the person that would love to do everything and want to change a location, change a job, change a career, would like also to find grounding. And I found that through the power of mindfulness. And yoga is also a kind of practice of mindful movement. Apart from that, this is what I show in my CV, what I've been studying, what I've been working on, what I've been training myself. And I can tell you it's not very linear. I have also done, not the clown, but the elf in a village of Santa Claus. I have, again, a witness. My friend came to see me. So navigating from career to career and from movement to movement and from country to country, you can also see the countries, you need to find something to ground you. And I know it's popular belief. Mindfulness becomes more popular because of this very fast-paced lifestyle. And there is a very specific reason for that. Now we have so many external stimuli, our phones, our computers, these 20 tabs we have, or the calls, or the texts and notifications. And I think that's why mindfulness maybe can kind of way respond to these needs of everyday life. And specifically when it comes to nomads. So what is mindfulness, and why do I want to talk about mindfulness to nomads or aspiring nomads? Mindfulness is just having the intention, like just focus the attention at the point, and observe. Observe what's happening in you, like sensations around you. feelings, even feelings are like internal experiences. At the present moment, don't get lost on what's happening like way in the past or stressed about what's happening in the future. And be open to that experience. Face it with curiosity. So I really found that being around places and being a nomad can actually be very complementary with mindfulness, because when you're a nomad, you choose the place you go. You choose it wisely by doing your research, by meeting people, by asking around. So you have the intention of being a nomad. It's not the easy lifestyle, and it's not the most common one. You observe things you need to observe because you're in new places. You need to see how people are behaving, their cultures where they are. Well, most of the times, if you're not organizing the next fest or when you're not organizing your next destination, you need to be present. And all of this, you need to be open, because if you're not open, then you cannot actually receive all these stimuli, the external stimuli, what you can actually get from all the experiences you have. So the tools that can be used for mindfulness, it's not just your breathing, or it's not just sitting in a room. You have so many different tools. We start with the breathing. Of course, we have our senses, our body senses. We have our body, the movement. As we said, yoga is one of the most popular ways of movement. We have the attention focus. You can find the full moon next time and try to focus. This can be called mindfulness. And get also a partner. It's also a romantic date. And there's also journaling. So all of these are tools, and I'm pretty sure, more or less, you might be practicing one of them. So you already are a bit mindful. So if you just can label it, it's easier to actually next time think and feel more mindful. Now let's go from 10 seconds to 1 minute. For the next minute, we're going to do a practice which some people call body scan. I would just like you to kind of, let's say, get your mind, go around in places on your body. It's going to be easy for some that are more used to this, or harder for somebody else. Just try to focus, and just to give you a sign, because I forgot it earlier, when we start, I will just ring this nice singing bowl, which sings in a very nice note. And when we finish, I'll just stop with the same note. So I will guide you, just relax, get a very comfortable position, and then let the 1 minute start. Sit comfortably. Feel your spine straight and strong. You can slowly close your eyes. And let's start our body scanning, starting with our face. Try to focus in this area between your eyebrows and relax this frown that maybe you have there. Or just notice it if it's not tense. Continue with noticing now the area of your cheeks and your jaw. Maybe you can relax and leave your mouth slightly open. Move downward towards your shoulders. Maybe there is some tension there. You can maybe roll them back and down. And continue to your chest. Notice what's there. Moving downwards to your abdominal area. Continue breathing a bit more deep as you did for the first exercise. There is a lot happening usually in the abdominal area. With your next breath in, focus more on your hips and your basin. Going all the way down now to your thighs, your knees, and slowly reaching all the way down to your toes. As you've done this mental scan of your body, maybe you've noticed one specific part of your body that needs your attention right now. So when I invite you slowly in a while to open your eyes, we will do a very nice practice. We will start rubbing our hands. Let's just start now. Bring your palms together and rub your palms. Create some heat in your hands. Maybe it's a bit harder because the room is quite fresh, so do it a bit faster. And place your hands in this spot of your body that needed a bit more attention and a little bit more care from you today. And slowly, when you feel ready, let's just come back to the room. This is very effective because it's a tone just to give you the start and the end. And this does not happen in our brains because, I don't know if you felt it, you start having a thought and then your trail of thoughts leads you to a different direction and then to a whole different place. So in practices, in mindfulness, it's just good to say, it's 10 seconds, I start and I finish. It's 1 minute, I start and then I continue. And all this happens because it's not that there is no guide. I have to say that. Maybe it was misleading. There's no guide in being mindful. You need to practice, test, and see what's working for you. As we said, in life design sometimes, it's not that there is one single path for everybody. And that's as unique as we all of us are. So there is no guide, but you need to try different things, be open, and see what's working. I say that, let's say mindfulness, it's like a mental muscle that needs practice. As you go to the gym and you work out maybe once your biceps, or if you are doing any type of sport, this needs to be part of your daily routine and before you actually need it, because then it might be a bit too late. All these burnout stories we have here, maybe this can be prevented in practices like mindfulness that are part of our daily routine. Not yet for that. So, what is the routine? And I'm pretty sure it can be hard to find a routine when you are a nomad. What's my story and why am I here today? I actually started working remotely like 8 years ago. And what I noticed, it's so hard at the same time to plan your daily routine, be very independent, be very efficient, do your job and be very, very productive. And at the same time, actually also focus and plan your daily free time. So I would find myself traveling, not having battery on my phone, waiting the Uber, and having to charge my phone through my computer, and being under the rain in UK. And I realized that this is just caused because I have not planned my day in a better way. This is because I was too optimistic, and this happens to me very, very often. Underestimate the obstacles and overestimate my power. So that's when I actually started practicing a bit more yoga, and I also started this guided meditation. For me, the guided meditation, in the beginning I was like, what should I do? Just stay in a room and follow a voice that tells me what to do? And now I ask you to do this thing. The reason I do that is because I actually see some evolution. I saw some benefit for myself. And I was the person that 15 years ago could not stay in a full yoga class of 1 hour. And now I've done my yoga training and I'm also practicing. Because I found it so slow, and again, it's this movement, internally, very fast, externally, slow movements. No, there is a clash there was a conflict. So it's not that I have excelled in this art of mindfulness. That's why I want to share that it's a work in progress. You actually evolve, and the guide is that, to pick practices and just to stick with them for a while. Because if you just try one thing, try the other, and of course be a very nice butterfly that tries everything, in the end, maybe you don't give really a chance to one of these practices. So to bring these things together, I started, after these experiences and working abroad, I started practicing the meditation daily. Maybe when I start, just do something in my daily life. Or I started practicing a more slow exercise, because for me, the body was a method, was let's say like a recipient of all the energy that I had. So I had to use it to flow and not just through a very, very active exercise. So it helped me not to just connect with myself. Mindfulness helped me connect with nature. And in the end, it helped me connect a lot with other people. So for the last practice, I would like us to connect with each other. And this practice, I will need 3 minutes. So I will invite you to stand up in a bit. And for the next 3 minutes, we're going to split them in 3 parts. The first minute, you're going to focus on yourself and your feelings, your sensations. And the second part, you're going to try to do this for the person who is going to be your partner for this exercise. So you will all need to stand up. I'm sorry, I put you in this very difficult position of not being very comfortable. Pick a partner. I would invite you to pick a partner that you have not met, or maybe it's not your best friend in a way, okay? So you can move around, maybe pick another. I would invite you. You're not obliged to, eh? So once the partner is picked, you can stand facing each other. And I would like us to stop talking and let's do the practice so that we can actually focus on the things that we are not saying. So, in silence, the first minute, we will try to focus on how we feel. I will guide you through that. Don't worry. Trust me. In the second minute, we're going to focus on what the other person we think feels. Not we think that they think, eh? So how they feel, how they look. Do they look relaxed? And in the third minute, you can exchange 2 words of how like you think they felt and then how you felt, so that we can see how we actually feel the people. Do we actually sense them? Do we actually show what we feel? So we're going to start our practice. And the first minute starts. Let's just focus on how we feel for this first minute in silence. If you want, you can close your eyes for the first minute. The same way you did your body scan before, we take it up a notch, and for this minute, maybe you can start noticing what do you feel like. Maybe the tension that you felt before, or some sense of stress shows you that you are a bit more stressed in this period, or maybe you are tired for something. So just focus on your body sensations and try to see how these sensations can be translated into emotions. Take a last deep breath, focusing on yourself. And now you can open your eyes if your eyes are closed, and try to focus on the other person. You can open your eyes. It's normal if you feel like laughing. Try just not to talk. Focus on how the other person looks. How does the other person seem to you? What does it inspire or transmit? And now try to see, what do you think this person feels? Of course, maybe you do a projection of how you feel, but it's absolutely normal. We are not here to win. We are here to experiment. Focus a bit more on the other person. And now let's go to the third minute. Try to focus, just giving a few words, 1 or 2 words each. Start by saying to the other person how you saw them and how you think they felt. Let's start with the first person now. I said a few words. And now let's go to the second person. And now say how you actually felt. Was this right, this assumption? You have 10 more seconds. And thank each other for the exercise. You can show your gratitude the way you feel and take back your seats. So, I'm really curious. I'm pretty sure you have a lot to discuss, maybe after the practice, outside of the room. And to finish, I just wanted to share again, because maybe it passed by the message. For me, mindfulness is a way to connect first with ourselves, because of course you do an introspection, you try to see your sensations, how you feel, what you think, your emotions. It also is a great way to connect with nature, and in the end, I think it's one of the best ways to actually connect with each other. Before I close, I want to say that it's very important that we are all here and we had this chance. I'm very happy to be part, and I want to thank again the people that organized that, Masha, from Not Just a Tourist. And that's a way also to be mindful as a tourist, not exploit tourism. Also Lotus with Avnia and the communities, not be alone, but share and interact with people. And of course, Dimitris and Marcos from Nomad 365, because they help you focus on what's important and have a very safe and protected environment certified for you to do your work. I thank you again, and yeah, thank you. Questions?
All right, any questions for Christina? One right here.
So what in your life experience helped you to be able to be okay, as a professional? Mm-hmm. What experience in your life makes you more effective to the people that come to you for your service?
Okay, so what actually helped me to
become a better professional of what you are doing now?
I think self-awareness was very important, because I don't know about you, many times I was caught up not actually serving people, but showing that I can do it, trying to prove, even though people were there. So I think self-awareness and self-belief is very important. Apart from that, of course, I think everybody has their own style. So if you're the funny person, if you are the organized person, try to gain from your strengths. We cannot be this. There is no specific guide to being a better professional. You do your tours. Maybe you create your own persona that you feel comfortable. So self-awareness and being comfortable on what you are aware of, and invest on that, play on that. And if something goes bad along the way, try to learn, and which comes back again to self-awareness. Yes, yes.
Mindfulness experts.
Maybe you can share your experience from the exercise of the couples. Ah, okay. There's one here, then we can go to you, Alia.
Start with me. It's just a small remark. I really like, first of all, thank you. And also for the exercises, very, very beneficial. I really like the way you titled your presentation, so Stillness in Motion. I think I'm going to think about this for a long time. And Stillness in Motion makes me think. I think I'm going to reflect about this for a long time. Very good, catchy title. I am wondering how you feel about motion in stillness. Do you think, in your opinion, does it bring on frustration? I'm asking this because I see around me, and through a phase in my life, I was very still, like I was stagnating, whereas my mind or my ambition, if I may say that, was very much in motion, but I couldn't translate that into action. So can you just give us your insight about that?
So you want motion, but you're in stillness and you feel trapped in a way. Okay. I think it's very hard to be trapped in all of the fields of your life. So there must be a way or some kind of a flow where things are going okay, are going better. So it's good to, first of all, it's a practice that I did not share with you today. I did it last week with Masha. I think gratitude for what we have is step one to being alive as humans and complex creatures with this very nice organ that we have, our brain, but it's also very over-functioning that keeps us very alert and worried about stuff. So if you're feeling stuck and you need to find emotion, find the priority at the point. Is it to get some training? Is it to change your job? Is it to change the circle you have? I think the circle and the community we have around us is very important because it's actually a big part of our life, as work is. So I would say to somebody that says, I feel very stuck, find the thing that you at least enjoy, do a bit more or give more importance to that, and then surround yourself with people that you feel better with, and slowly you will find also, the professional path. Because if you're not feeling okay, it's hard to struggle in all the fronts. Yeah. It helps you manage this, actually. Like, it helps you manage this and not do mindless things, because mindless is just, I'm just doing without thinking about, without reflecting from my past experiences, without actually managing to myself, in a way, my emotional state. So I think mindfulness helps us a lot, first to understand how we feel, like just know it. And then, of course, you can easily manage other things. Yeah, more easily, let's say easily, yeah.
Okay. One last question over there.
Christina, thank you so much. It was lovely to have us drop in our mind and body for your presentation. I loved it. My question is that I really love practicing mindfulness, but now I am changing from a more sea vibe where I spend most of my summer to the city. And a busy city like Athens, being a nomad like I am, it's not what I would choose or what I was choosing the past years. So the environments that I was in were more, let's say that I was surrounded by nature and it was easier for me to do these practices. I wanted to get your take or maybe your wisdom or a practice when I am, in the metro or somewhere where there is not accessibility to something that is easy.
I think that's where it's needed the most, because there's too much noise, and noise metaphorically and also literally. I tell you, I try to find at least 1 hour or 4 hours, whatever I can, a week to be in silence, or even if it's in my apartment, or even if I can go to nature, drag friends, go for a hike. I really think the cities, for me, are like big, busy cities, and especially Athens, are not very well designed to live a more mindful life. Actually, it's, I think, the exact opposite. They, in a way, we are a bit put into pilot mode. Like even in the tram or in the metro, we will be watching a series and eating chips, and then we're gonna go to the computer, listen to a podcast, and work on the project we didn't finish earlier. So it keeps us in a constant loop. I think cutting your day and doing these kind of mindful breaks during the day, especially when we eat. I think also for people that might, I was binge eating and binge watching. These were the two things. I don't know who else can think that would switch me off, because I did not want to just stand like that. So it was my mechanism in big, busy cities to actually switch the system. But it's not very good strategy in the long run. So in a way, find this practice that actually helps you split your day and switch from one mode, working mode, to the chill, free time mode. And then, when it comes to transport and that, it's very hard. Like just today, we also I have another witness, we had a person stepping on my friend and like, hey, you're not moving, what should I do? What can you do in this? It can rise. And it's because many people work and live a life in a very mindless way. Like we kind of, how can I say it? We kind of are in a pilot mode. We don't take this break. So to sum it up, I would say find your practices. These, like they say, this morning routine, this evening routine. I know it sounds very, let's say, mainstream. And find your people again. Find together your people if you want. Because I think the people is very, very important, because it comes normal, like it's coming a normality to live like that. And nature, if you still don't find it, find the Sunday or the Monday, whatever day you can. Because it resources us. Even walking barefoot, I loved, where is Maria? I loved her motto, the barefoot, because also the grounding actually comes by getting real connection. Either it's on the beach or it's on the forest. It's good to get this grounding energy. So walk barefoot in Lykavitos. I've done it in COVID. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.